All right. We are just a few days away from spring football.
We are.
So I
Still don't
believe
have a full coaching staff though. Sorry, kick the table. But we're getting there. So Shannon Dawson, offensive coordinator, running backs coach Tim Harris Jr. from UCF and FIU previously and things. So this is all these people are like, oh, ice. This is not Ice Harris. Okay, the legendary Booker T. Washington coach is still at Booker T. This is his son, Tim Jr. So Ice Jr., who was a Hall of Famer, University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame for 4 years of track excellence that he had in college. Also was a walk-on on the football team. Also, I mean, his brother was Treon, the quarterback who went to Florida, and all those things, right? Yes, he is from the Harris family, who's legendary in the city of Miami for playing and coaching. Brandon Harris was a 5-star cornerback who came to Miami. His brother, you know what I mean? He went to Miami. Brandon went to Miami. Treon, whatever. There has to be, a rogue person in every family and everything. So yeah, if you're like, oh, this is Ice Jr. Okay, so just wanted to clarify that, but. Absolutely a massive hire. He was just recently promoted to associate head coach at UCF. He'd been recruiting really well there, developing really well there, and running backs coach as well. So he's there. Reported today, my guy Kevin Beard will be rehired as Miami's wide receivers coach. So he played at Miami. Coached at Miami, is a cousin of a good personal friend of mine. So I went over to my boy Gerald's house, went over to their church one time and walk in. I'm like, he's like, yo, do you mind? I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So that's fun for me. But yeah, to Daryl Page's thing, yeah. So Kevin Beard back as wide receivers coach is going to be really good, I think. And especially from what we've seen from him, we talked about all of the receivers in the Toledo offense when we talked about Jason Candle as a potential offensive coordinator pick, right? And for what he schemed up, but who coached and developed them individually? Kevin Beard. So you're talking about, Deontay Johnson, who's still with the Steelers, still doing numbers, and plenty of other guys in the league, and who done numbers in the college ranks. That's KB right there. So that's really great. Charlie Strong is going back to Alabama as an analyst because he's mad because he did not get the defensive coordinator job here at Miami. But whatever, such is life. Derek Nicholson, former Florida State standout, who was at Cincinnati and just got hired at Louisville. He's going to be the inside linebackers coach now. So that's another younger, guy who's done really great job recruiting, really great job developing in his career. Or he was at Louisville and went to Cincinnati, whichever. But no, he was at Louisville. Yeah. With the guys like Yasir Abdullah from Carroll City, again, right around the corner, down here in South Florida. He was majoring the 5-star 24 kid. I keep forgetting his name, who just committed up there, the edge rusher linebacker from Columbus. But yeah, so, that's a guy. Rod Wright, the defensive ends coach, is going to return to his NFL roots because he's from Texas. He went from Houston. He went to Texas. He played for the Texans, and now he's going to go coach defensive line for the Texans. And so there's an open spot there. There was rumors that Jason Taylor was up for a job at the Dolphins, where he clearly starred in his NFL career. But Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald reported today, said, according to sources, that Jason Taylor is going to stay at the University of Miami in an elevated role, which could potentially be that defensive end's full-time coaching job. And we'll see. And I think there's still another spot open, maybe. But yeah, so still working to finish off this full staff. But lots of turnover. And, I think it was needed, look, obviously, there were coaches with long histories of success on last year's team, but on last year's staff. But I think it was just a bunch of dudes put together in a room. It wasn't really a cohesive staff. It wasn't cohesive from a schematic standpoint. And Mark Cristobal said that when he went on the Joe Rose show at 6:20 a.m. the other day. I'm not waking up that early, sorry. but like he said that then he was just like, yeah, like we just kind of wanted to do some stuff. And like, yeah, I've been other places and like done, but like we didn't have the roster to do the things that we wanted to do, which we all saw and said we're, bemoaning that on here every week last year, right? So, he's like, cool. So, Lance Guidry kind of runs that, attacking 4-2-5 with that flex striker, third safety kind of a thing. And I'm like, I've heard that before. I think our old coach used to run that same defense. Great. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so going back towards what Manny Diaz was doing on defense a little bit schematically, but it was working. So now I'm not saying everything worked. I'm not saying everything was perfect, but that was more of a fit. And then, like you're going to spread from a formational standpoint more with Shannon Dawson. But Cristobal obviously is not going to hire somebody who does not want to run the ball. And Dawson does run the ball. And if you look back at the offenses he's coordinated, there have been lots of power run plays, downhill run plays in that version of spread offense. And that's what we're looking at. And, hopefully, we're able to scheme some guys open, which is the thing that has rarely happened. Well, actually, Gaddis schemed some guys open. It was infrequent as compared to the year before with Lashley. But we were not able to protect any of the quarterbacks who played last year. And so we were not able to even attempt throws on some of those opportunities that did get schemed open. But hopefully that's more prevalent and everything. And yeah, so, it is going to be spring practice starting on Saturday, a huge, massive day down at the University of Miami. It's the regular season finale for the basketball team, the men's basketball team, excuse me. Women's basketball team starts ACC tournament play on Thursday, which is tomorrow, in case you're wondering. But the men's basketball regular season finale against Pittsburgh, winner is the 1 seed of if Miami wins, they would be the 1 seed in the ACC basketball tournament. So that's a massive day. That's going to be at 6:00. But then you have a massive junior day, recruiting day with all kinds of underclassmen who are going to be on campus and coming around to really take a big step forward in their recruitment and Miami's connection to them. And then also it's the first day of spring practice. So, you're going to have, just players there, parents visiting, obviously, and just like, cool. So we're going to start to go about the business of fully installing these schemes and systems and really start to see what this offseason program has yielded in terms of, physique and strength and speed changes for some of these players and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting. I still want to see wide receiver, what in the world we're going to do there. I'm interested to see a cornerback, without Tyreek Stevenson and, embattled though he was, DJ Ivey as well, both of those guys being gone, they played 97.3% of the snaps at outside corner last year. So who's going to play outside corner? Because the two dudes who did it all year long are gone. You know what I mean? So, there's that and more. But, yeah, spring practice starting on Saturday.